Happy day students, welcome to Sun Academy Pallikarnai. Today we are going to discuss about the important chapter in class 10. Chapter 12 Electricity. So let us start our session. Now, introduction of electricity. Electricity has an important place in modern society. It is a controllable and convenient form of energy for a variety of uses in homes, schools, hospitals, industries, and so on. So, what constitutes electricity? How does it flow in an electric circuit? What are the factors that control or regulate the current through an electric circuit? See here, this is very simple circuit connection. You can see this is the bulb and this is the battery and this is the key. Okay, only three components we have used in the normal simple circuit connection. So what it means, the source which is actually sending the charges through the bulb, and it is the electrons which is flow through this conductor, right? So this is what happening in a normal connection all throughout domestic purpose and also industrial purpose, right? So in this chapter we shall attempt to answer such questions, and we shall also discuss the heating effect of electric current and its application. So far we have discussed about the electricity, introduction of electricity, where we are using, and we are going to start now. So topic to be covered in this session are charge, what is charge, okay, and properties of charge, and electric current, ammeter, and electric circuit. So if you are understanding the characteristic of charge, you are well versed in electricity. Got it? So let's start. Now we are having a charge. Charge is an inherent property of matter that feels force of attraction or repulsion due to excess of or deficiency of electrons. So charge is what? An inherent property of matter. So example, we can say conductor, insulator. Conductors, suppose I am taking copper. Copper, what is an inherent property? It is a metal, right? It is a positively charged particle, carries a positively charged particles, protons, right? Protons. So for this condition, definitely the electricity will happen. That means it will conduct electricity. Okay. So rubber is the excess of electrons, right? Rubber is what? Excess of electrons. That means it is an insulator. So what it means that it will not conduct electricity. So charge depends the inherent property of matter, right? We are having two types of charges. One is positive charge, another one is negative charge. Positive charge you know very well due to electron deficiency. That means proton, right? Due to electron deficiency, that is proton. Maximum number of protons which is present in the positive charge. That means the metal it will carry. And negative charge due to excess of electrons. That means electrons. Okay. The SI unit of charge is coulomb. It is denoted by capital C, and it is detected measured using a device, electroscope. Properties of charge. The total charge of the universe is conserved. That means constant. Means that is the charge can be created nor be destroyed. It will form another one. Okay. So like charges repel and unlike charges are attract each other. That means if I'm taking positive and positive charge, what happened to this? Definitely it will repel each other, and negative charges also it will repel each other. Okay, positive and negative charge it will attract each other. So charges, and that means like charges are repel and unlike charges are attract. Okay, there are three kind of properties. One is charges are additive in nature. Charges are always quantized, and charges is relativistically constant. So first we will discuss about charges are additive in nature. Okay, suppose you are considering any conductor. Okay, so you are taking a charge which is present randomly inside a conductor like this. So what will happen? This definitely if you are considering this is the electron, and it tends to attract with the proton, so it will get charged. So this is the characteristic, right? So what happened to this? how many number of charges which is present in a particular conductor in a system, right? We have to take the charges 1 plus 2 plus like that. We have to take the additivity in nature. So how much of charge which is present in the conductor, that is we have to add it, right? So that is what we called it as additivity in nature. And next, charges are always quantized. That means quantized is nothing but it is a product of number of electrons present inside the conductor into a single electron. That means single electron is nothing but 1.67 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb. This is a constant value. The charge on one electron, that means the charge carries of one electron, how much? 1.67 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb. So quantization is nothing but the charge is always quantized. So we have to consider the number of electrons which is present in the conductor into a single electron. That means we have to multiply it. So we will get the quantization of charges in a particular conductor. And third one is charge is relativistically constant. That means how much of charges it is actually giving, that much of charge you will get it. So that means it is constant. So that is equal. How much of charge the electron which is attracted towards the proton. That means that number of electrons which I am telling 5. So it will give a equal number of attraction to the proton. So it is conserved, right? Electric current, it is the rate of flow of electric charge. That means how much of the charge which carry in a conductor. So we have to understand, see here, this is the protons, that is positively charged and negative charge. What happened to this? The protons, I mean the positive charge which is actually attracted towards the negative charge. So the current will flow from positive to negative charge. That means the current through the conductor. That means the rate of flow of charge through a conductor. So that we called it as current. Current is nothing but in a mathematical expression Q by T. That means Ne divided by T. Q is nothing but what is the quantization we have learned? That is Q is equal to Ne by T, where I stands for current. So it is a scalar quantity. Why? Because we are only considering the magnitude value of the current. So we have to take it as a scalar quantity. The SI unit of current is ampere, or we can say coulomb per second. That means coulomb is what? The SI unit of charge, and the SI unit of time is second. So we can say coulomb per second or ampere. That is capital letter we have to use. It is measured by a device called ammeter. So ammeter is a device to measure the current, how much of current which is flowing through this conductor. Okay, flowing through the conductor. Its direction is always taking from opposite to the flow of electrons. See, you know, the electrons only moving random, or it will attract towards the proton. But in the case if you are considering the current always we should take from positive direction to negative direction. So that's what this direction taken opposite to the flow of electrons. It flows as a result of potential difference across ends of the conductor. So it is actually from point positive to negative. A result, it will give the potential across ends of the conductor. So now, if a net charge Q flows across any cross section of a conductor in time t, then the current I through the area of cross section is how much? I is equal to Q by T. Means how much of area of cross section you are considering in the conductor with respect to the time. So how much of charge flowing from this area of cross section. So here the current we are considering I is equal to what? Q by T, and SI unit of electric current is what? Ampere. When 1 coulomb of charge flows through an area of cross section, suppose you're considering 1 coulomb of charge which is flowing through this area of cross section of the conductor. So with respect to how much in a 1 second means in a 1 second. So how much of current it is carrying? 1 ampere. That means 1 coulomb of charge and 1 second if it is carrying in the conductor. So how much of current we have to consider? That is 1 ampere. Current is measured by an instrument called ammeter. It is always connected in series in a circuit through which the current is to be measured. So we will discuss detailedly about ammeter and how we are connecting in series connection. Ammeter. Ammeter, the meter uses for measuring the current known as ammeter. The current is the flow of electrons whose unit is ampere. Hence, the instrument which measures the flow of current in ampere is known as ampere meter, or we called it as ammeter. So connection of ammeter, this is the normal simple circuit, right? Simple circuits, the bulb and ammeter which is connected in series. See here, this is the battery, right? This is the battery, and how the ammeter is connected in series connection. It's consequently connected. See here, battery and ammeter, and this is the bulb. So that's what, why, because of the reason the whole electrons of measure and current passes through the ammeter. Because of the reason the current is passing through this conductor. So how we have to connect? If we are connecting it parallel, parallel means, see here, like this, if we are connecting parallel to the bulb, definitely it will not detect the electrons through the conductor because it is breaking here itself. So we have to connect always in the series connection, right? Now how we are going to find the current value in the ammeter device? So now we have to find out the least count. What is called least count? Least count is nothing but it's the smallest measurement of the device. Okay, so if it is actually having for all the materials, all the devices what we are using the measurement, we have to analyze the least count of a particular device. So for ammeter, how we are going to find out? See here, we have a range of 0 to 1. For this device, what is the next division? This next line next to that least count of the value of one small division. That means count the number of divisions from 0 between first marked division of the ammeter. That means 0 to this first marked division. How many divisions are here? 10 divisions. Exactly, it is 10 divisions. Can you understand? 10 divisions. So 10 division is equal to how much? 0 to 0.2 ampere. That is first division marked point is what? 0 to 0.5, 0.2 ampere. And then one division is equal to how much? 0.2 divided by 10 ampere. Then you will get 0.02 ampere. That means what they are saying, the least count of this device, each line carries how much? 0.02 ampere. So therefore the least count of this range is how much? 0.02 ampere. Again I repeat here, see here we have to count from 0 to first line of the marked division. So how many lines here? That is 10 divisions are there. Then 10 division is equal to first marked value is how much? 0.2 ampere. So 1 division is equal to 0.2 upon 10 ampere. Then you will get 0.02 ampere. That is the least count of this device. It may vary for a different ranges of an ammeter. Got it? We'll discuss detail in the next slides. Now, the least count of this ammeter is 0.02 ampere. That is, it has two decimal values. See here, there are two decimal places. So every reading which you are going to take this ammeter reading. So first we are only finding the least count. We are not finding the current value in the device. So priorly we have to find out the least count. Then only we can understand the value of reading of an ammeter. So what they are saying, the least count value, that is two decimal places we are getting. So as per the least count, we have to write the reading 0.10, 0.20, like that we have to write. So every reading which you take from this ammeter must have two decimal places. For example, if the reading is 1 ampere, okay, you have to write 1.00 ampere. Got it? So count the number of divisions, that is 0 and the pointer of the ammeter. So this is how we are finding the least count. Now, reading of the ammeter. Reading of the ammeter is nothing but number of divisions into least count. That means suppose if you are connecting the circuit connection, so where it is actually pointing, that is this division, we have to count the number of divisions. See here, 1 2 3 till 0.2, it's how many divisions? 10 divisions. After the fifth division it's showing, so 5 divisions we have to add. 10 plus 5, it is 15 divisions. We have to count the number of divisions. So number of division is how much? 15 into what is the least count of this range? It is 0.02, that is 0.02. So now what is the current reading in the device? It is nothing but 0.3 ampere. So this is how we have to find the reading of the ammeter. Common mistake. See, students will do same mistakes in the practicals. See here, what they will do. So we are telling how we are finding the reading of an ammeter. Reading of an ammeter, we have to count the number of divisions and multiple with the least count. But here they will choose the direct value, that is 0.4 it is showing, right? So 0.4 into least count they will write. So we should not do this mistake while observing the reading. Got it? So reading is nothing but how much? 20 divisions into least count. It is always number of divisions into least count. Now we have an electric circuit. Electric circuit is nothing but a continuous and closed path of an electric current is called what? Electric circuit. You can see this diagram, a continuous and closed path, right? For example, figure given below shows a typical electric circuit comprising a cell. So this is the comprising cell, an electric bulb, an ammeter, and a plug key. So what it means, that is, it is continuously connected with the devices through the conductor. So it is a closed loop, right? It is a closed path. So note that the electric current flows in the circuit from positive terminal of the cell to the negative terminal of the cell. So you should always mention the current direction from positive terminal of the battery to the negative terminal of the battery, right? The conventional current of electric current is positive terminal of the cell to the negative terminal through the outer circuit. So outer circuit you have to understand from positive to negative terminal, or we can say that conventional current of electric circuit in the direction flow of current in the charged carriers. That means inside the circuit always it will flow from negative to positive direction. Now symbols of electric devices. So we can't draw everything in the circuit itself. So we have to use some symbols and circuit connection and diagram also. So in electric cell we have a battery. That means a long line and small line. A battery or a combination of cells, see this is the combination of cells plus and minus. And plug key, you can see this is within a closed bracket. There is no dot or represent because it is open circuit we are representing. And closed means we have to put a dot like this. A wire joint, which means it is connected, it is actually interconnected like this. So wire joint means we have to represent like this, and wire crossing without joining like this you have to draw. An electric bulb, obviously this is like a symbol of something. And resistor R, which is actually zigzag lines, which is in a horizontal. And variable resistor, you can see this is actually there is a two terminals in variable resistor. Variable resistor is nothing but it's a increasing or decreasing current when you are adjusting it. Okay, it is a device. So when you are connecting upper terminal, you have to represent the arrow mark in the upper line, right? And lower terminal which is connected to the device. And ammeter, it ampere A you have to inside the circle you have to write, and positive and negative direction you have to mention. And voltmeter also V, and circle it, and plus and minus you have to mention. So these are the symbols we are going to use often in the circuit diagram. Question number 1. A current of 0.5 ampere is drawn by a filament of an electric bulb for 10 minutes. So it is a bulb which is flowing in it. The current is flowing in it 0.5 ampere for 10 minutes. Find the amount of electric charge that flows through the circuit. So how much of the charge they are asking? We know very well I is equal to what? Q by T. So I is equal to how much they have given in the question? 0.5 ampere, and time they have given 10 minutes. So we are considering it as a 600 seconds. That means 10 minutes into 60 seconds. Got it? So 600 seconds you will get it. So I is equal to, very well, that is Q by T. So Q is equal to, we have to find out Q. So Q is equal to I into T. So directly we can get the answer. 300 coulomb. Thank you.